Alright, we back. This time, Gary Procházka, Khalil Roundtree. The main fight that I feel like is the people's main event, even though all credit to Alex, the people love Alex. But the people's main event, in my opinion, on this fight card, definitely Khalil Roundtree versus Gary Procházka. Two very willing strikers, dynamic strikers, have power. We know Khalil does his thing, leg kicks, setups, hammer fist on the feet for some reason, jabs, roundhouse kicks to the body. And Yuri is a samurai. So, stoic, head movement, front kicks, elbows, body shots, like everything you could think of moveset wise. Yuri throws it, and he does it while somehow not blocking and eating right hands to the chin, and he'll just grab his fist and shake his head at you like, good job. And he's crazy. But it's Yuri. You know what I mean? Hey, it's going to be a great fight. We're here using Yuri right now. Gonna showcase both of them in this video. Just feel like it's more, straightforward. Just get both of them in one video. And Yuri, his strengths, we realize, especially from his last fight, lie more so in his slick movement, head movement on point, was boxing up Jamal Hill, used his jab, used his straights, used dynamic footwork, which, even though is a main part of his game, as well as, like I said, not really blocking and just using his movement and his head being off the center line, kind of hard to replicate on this game, can't lie to you. We tried it, did not work. It's stressful to do in the game, but we all know how he fights. He goes in there, he uses his setups, he's very unorthodox, he switches stances very well. The main thing I'd say he did against Jamal Hill was the fact that he used his jab off of his switch stance a lot and used it to get to his counters, his straights that led into his hooks. More so, when he was using his straights, they would catch Jamal, and then he could follow up with combos. Now, we didn't really see him throw the crazy stuff like the spinning elbows, but he was very locked in. He was aware of everything that was coming back to him. He landed his counters when they needed to be there. He was very sharp, precise in everything he threw. Honestly, almost a perfect performance. I mean, if that's the version that comes out, I really don't know what happens in this fight. Because if you really pay attention, they're both, in my opinion, peaking at the right times. Very sharp, very dynamic strikers, as we stated earlier, but they're both doing the same things. And just like that, like how I just landed a counter there, and then he tries to get an overhand and gets finished. But on to the next fight. The main thing that's so enticing about this is they're both, in my opinion, peaking around the same time. We're seeing another form of Yuri. He seemed to be dynamic in his striking choices. He was very elusive. Really knew what he wanted to throw and how to get there without taking as much damage as he used to in the past. That's why it didn't work against Alex. When he fought Alex, it was very much just more so he would take one to give one, but you can't take one to give one with the hardest hitters in your division. Like, even if you can, for let's say the first round, can you do it for 5? Probably not. So what did he do? Yuri went back in the lab, figured out a new game plan, thought more on how he could get where he wanted to get. And where does he want to get? He wants to get to the main title shot again. Now, Alex not having the belt really does bring Yuri's title chances back to the forefront, which perfectly fine. Really good that he has another opportunity, because he is an exciting fighter to watch. People do love to watch him fight. He does do very entertaining things, but he needed a change up, because he was beating everybody in the division, but he would get in those wars when really sometimes he should just beat up on people, because he has the skills to do that. And I think that head kick by Alex really showed him that. So it's like, hey, I need to do something different. Let me see. And he took time off. He took his time, redefined his game, worked on being clean with his striking, his shot selection, which was good. but refined it to be even better, and then made his discipline on defense even better. And that's why I feel like we got the performance we got with Jamal Hill. And nothing wrong with that. That's exactly what a fighter should do. When you want to get better, you work your hardest to do something. And he did that. So I really do believe if he comes in like that, we're in for a great fight, and he very much could beat Khalil Roundtree. But Khalil Roundtree is also a dog in his own right, and I'll get more into that for his fight. Now right here, Alex tried to trade with no head health, eats an uppercut, fight over. So I'll see you in the Khalil Roundtree fight.
Ready to fight? Ready. Let's do it.
Now, Roundtree also entering a new form of, I'd say, himself. He's more so gone from a super aggressive striker that had all the power to one that thinks more intently about his strikes. Now, he does have the problem of being shorter in the division. That does lead to him having to think more about how he gets his strikes off. That's why when he fought Alex, it was more from blitzes, because it's kind of like Robert Whitaker. When you're shorter than the people you're fighting, sometimes you just got to go for it. And the way you do that is by setting up with blitzes. Now, blitzing in your fights, perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with that. If you do go forward and take your time out to watch how him and Robert Whitaker kind of fight people that are taller, they use their twitchiness. Now, Khalil is very athletic. He's strong, twitchy, has a lot of power in his kicks. Now, him having all that power and throwing very hard leads to cardio concerns in the past, because he would throw everything so hard. Therefore, if you did not get him out of there, or if he did not get his opponent out of there, he would get tired in rounds, I'd say like 3. And that did kind of be adjusted by him. He does seem like he can go 4 and 5 rounds, but when he fought Alex, he took so much damage from blitzing in. But the blitzing was working for the first, 3 rounds? For the first 2 or 3 rounds, he won 2 of them. So he only had to win 1 more round to become champion. And blitzing was the case. Now, in doing that, you set yourself up for counters. And Yuri is a big-time counter puncher that also can go forward, but he's a counter puncher. And when he does that, he can set up with knees, kicks, elbows. He's comfortable in the clinch. He's a wild striker, but I'd say more so Khalil's ability to be fast and twitchy against somebody that doesn't like to block, likes to just move their head, kind of like the Anderson Silva Chris Weidman thing. You can eventually just catch them. He did it to Alex. He did it to Jamal Hill. He takes his time and works his shots. Now, he likes to set up feints to get to his low kicks, his very powerful low kicks, because he loves his Muay Thai. A lot of things that he's developed to get to the point where he's at now. And the reason that's such a good thing is because when you do that and you are fast and powerful, if you take your time, you can do it for longer. Now, I'm not as worried about him going 5 rounds. It's just about, especially after the Jamal Hill fight, he proved he can go 5 rounds, but it is what it is, you know what I mean? He's going to go in here and he's always going to be aggressive because that's in his nature. He loves to be a finisher. So if you give him the opportunity, he'll try to get you out of there. Now, do I think he gets Yuri out of there? Not sure. I think he could win 3 rounds. I also think he could knock him out. I think Yuri does rely a little bit too much on head movement. So if you fight somebody that's fast, powerful, and trying to make themselves more accurate, you know what I mean? Anything can happen. He can catch him. He could clip him with a kick. He could chop down Yuri's legs, as we saw Rakic did. Rakic really tried to get to Yuri's legs, and if Khalil Roundtree can pull that off, he does have very powerful kicks. So if you can chop the legs down, that slows you down, makes you less mobile. Once you're less mobile, if he tries to blitz you, you can't back up out of range, and Yuri's going to have to get better at blocking. So if you want to bank on somebody that really tries to use head movement and things of that nature, and you chop their leg up and they can't move, Now his first instinct is more than likely going to be the block, but he's going to fall back on what he does, and he practices moving his head. So you could very much make him run into something. Khalil Roundtree has paths to victories. He has very good obliques, he has very good roundhouse kicks, and he has a really good hook as well as a powerful straight. It's some of his best work. So he can get to those weapons. We've seen him do it in every fight. It's not about if he can get to the weapons, it's about if he can get to the weapons enough to more so nullify Yuri's game plan. And like I said, they're both peaking at the same time. This is the best Yuri's ever looked. This is right now the best Khalil Roundtree's ever looked. That's why I say it's more so the people's main event, because you have two guys at their best fighting each other at the perfect time. Now, what does that mean for the future? We don't know, because we're about to see Ankalaev and Pereira fight, and depending on how that goes, you don't know. If Pereira gets his belt back, then Pereira has beat both these people, and it's going to be more so a, did they get good enough to beat Alex? Or, if Alex does lose, and Ankh stays the champ, then we have good new matchups for the division, no matter who wins this fight, because we'll have to have one of them definitely fight for the belt after this. And I don't have a problem with that, but you know, it's as long as we have people being active and fighting, I feel like that's a good state for the division, because everybody knows when divisions get stagnant and people aren't fighting the best, that's when it gets to be a very bad time to be a fan. So, hey, that's kind of where I'm at right now. But I'm excited for the fight. But I think Khalil can do it. I think they both have the tools. I think they're both very disciplined, so I'm not worried about, let's say, somebody coming in overweight, someone pulling up and just, what's the way to say it? Someone just not being disciplined enough to make it to the fight at their best. I think we're going to get the best of these two, and that's kind of where we're at right now. Now, as for the fight that I'm doing right now with Khalil Roundtree, this is very much just a very aggressive Alex that's been giving me some trouble. Clearly has won rounds 1 and 2. It seems as though I'm struggling to get inside the pocket, because this game doesn't do blitzes that well, and the footwork doesn't work. It doesn't work in a way to where you can just blitz in and out without skirmisher or certain perks. Now, having those certain perks, great in the moment, but when you just stand here and trade, sometimes the power just feels negligible, because I believe Khalil has 98 power in his kicks and in his hands. But Alex has 100. So with 100 power and 5-star moves, we're going to lose these exchanges. I'm really trying to keep it slow, because I have like an 88 cardio or a 90 cardio. Really trying to take my time and find my strikes. And that's kind of what you have to do. You don't want to be in here and just rush. You want to pick your shots. And that's what I'm doing. I see he was going to engage with like multiple shots, so I'm trying to throw front kicks up the middle to somewhat catch him. Now right here, I am trying to time that left hook to block counter it, but I'm struggling to do it right now. See that I was very late, and I'm so worried about getting rocked that I wasn't realizing his punches are like nullifying my block. So I was really looking more so to just evade. And that's where you get into this predicament where I'm not going, and sometimes you have to just go. Now, there, just, you see I'm struggling to find my range, right? We all have those moments. I'm just trying not to get hit. I'm struggling my range. I'm just kind of throwing things out there. That's not what you want to do. What you want to do is get in range, pick your shots, and work exactly off of your move levels. Now he has like 5-star roundhouse to the body. He has, I think, 4 or 5-star obliques. He has 5-star hooks. So that's what I want to be throwing. And I want to keep the stamina battle very high. I want to keep it to me. I don't want Pereira to get the stamina advantage, because if I get rocked and he has a stamina advantage, that's going to be really bad for me, especially on Khalil Roundtree, because he just hits too hard. Now, if you're paying attention, I am working the high kicks. I'm trying to work the high kicks to land my body kicks to get to his stamina a little bit more. But also me working the high kicks to get to the body kicks goes back to helping the high kicks. The problem is He's hitting me so hard, I can't move. And my recovery isn't good enough to just survive the onslaught. Now, right there, I saw him coming in. I tried to land a knee to the body. I know that does a lot for stamina, but my nose is broken. So now I'm losing stamina at an increased rate. And he just landed a left hook that busted up my eye. So I'm now down 3 rounds.
You ready to fight? Ready. Good.
Now, being down 3 rounds, not the worst thing in the world. It's not the best. But it's really just the point of, can you find a way to win now? And the best way to do that with Khalil Roundtree, honestly, you gotta hit something big. Now, I'm trying to throw more straights, hooks, and front kicks to the body. If you can find anything in your opponent. So right now I'm noticing the body is very free, right? And I'm still showing that front kick. I'm still showing it, trying to get him to think twice about coming in. And, you know, thinking twice about coming in buys me time to not get hit. Because look at my body health. My body health, cooked. My head health, cooked. I can't take a counter anymore. So when I check that, I got to work the right hooks. I got to work the left hooks. I got to work my power shots. Now, again, he just landed a knee to the body. I still block high, but the leg kick bled through because it's 5 stars. And it's just, I can't find a way to work. He's hitting me too hard. Body, goes to the head. Knee to the head. Jumps on me. Now, he should have finished me there. He should have finished me there. Because you always take your wins, and if you don't, things like this happen. He went for the flying knee, we sidestep it, and land the elbow to win the fight. This is all you have to do. Sometimes you got to stay patient and just look for your counter. He gave me the counter, the fight's over. And that's why you never give up, man. But, yeah, look at that. Slip to the side, elbow, flash KO, fight over. But yeah, that's how you get a comeback with Khalil Roundtree. Really excited for the fights today. Yeah, nah, that's all, man. Just like, subscribe, keep watching for the next one. I'm gonna keep pumping these videos out. But yeah, see you in the next one.